Will Robertson here with Jason Leith. We are at Saddleback Church in Orange County, California, and we're here for what I understand is a gallery opening for your work. Is that true?
That's absolutely right. Very excited. This is actually about the year anniversary of this work being created, so really excited to show it to this new audience tonight.
Will Robertson here. I'm with Jason Leith, and we're at Saddleback Church. Jason, I understand Sacred Streets is an invention that you're responsible for.
That's right. It definitely is, and it started about a year ago, this idea, and it just started snowballing, and it became what you see here today.
Now, I've done a little bit of looking around. You've got some wonderful pieces here that you've created. Tell us about the history of this.
Sacred Streets began many, many years ago when I just first started interacting with the homeless, whether it was at shelters or down the street from my university. And I loved being with this people group and hearing their stories. And on the other side of things, I loved making art of any kind. And so this was just my adventure in bringing those two worlds together.
Jason, I notice you've done an absolutely phenomenal job using, of all things, materials from the garbage. Tell us about that.
Yeah. These materials are just basically meant to talk about both heaven and earth at the exact same time. When I'm using materials from the streets, I'm not just putting them on the wall for fun. It's because I want to reclaim them and see them as beautiful again. And that's exactly what we see in the book of Revelation, where all things are made new. And so when I'm taking a piece of cardboard and putting it back on the wall, this is about talking about how all things are going to be made new in us and in everything we see around us, even on the streets of Skid Row.
You know, if you don't mind me saying so, I've run into a lot of artists. I've interviewed a lot of artists, but you seem to be very unique. You're able to capture the emotion of these people in a way I've never seen before. Tell us how you do that.
One of the most important parts of my process is actually spending time with people on the streets, not just finding a picture on the internet or looking at some other source, but these are people that I've spent hours with on the streets, learning their story and getting to know who they are, what their passions are, and where they came from and where they're going in life. And so I think that really plays a part in what I'm able to capture in their final portrait.
Now, one more thing. I've understood from reading your background that you've managed to actually alter some lives. You've made changes in these people's lives. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It was a high hope of mine, but some of the portraits here, people actually got the chance to come off the streets. And one of the portraits, his name is Robert. Because of the portrait, he was able to see himself in a new light. And he came away from being decades on the streets and decades addicted to drugs, and he decided that he wanted to make a change to his life. And I think that was because of the dignity that he saw in himself for the first time through nothing but a true portrait of himself. I really hope that the audience gets to see the homeless from a different perspective, from a perspective that they haven't really considered before, that we're all on the same playing field. We're all the same people from the same place and going to the same place, and that we all just have these different stories in these different life situations. And I really hope that just laying out a story of who a person is, their passions and where they're going in life and their hopes and dreams will help to even that playing field and really help us to see this group of people eye to eye.
Well, I can't wait to see your work, and I'm sure there are many other people who are looking forward to what I think is going to be a brilliant career. It's been an honor to interview with you, and this is Will Robertson saying, Jason Leith, an artist to pay attention to. His work is absolutely astounding, and thank you for being here.
Thanks so much, Will. Pleasure.